Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Eagle Politics. Make sure you guys like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So we're about 3 days away from the Republican National Convention. Republicans already know who their nominee is going to be, but the Democrats don't, and they currently control the White House. They currently have an incumbent president, Joe Biden, who they keep putting in front of the media and who keeps embarrassing himself. There's nothing really short of that reality. And now you have 20 plus Democrats that we know of that are urging Biden to drop out. He's got a lot of people in his inner circle potentially as well that secretly want him to drop out, but they're just not close enough to the levers of power to have enough sway as of right now. And it's just a big mess. And you have many Democrats, both on the more establishment side of things, the fake moderates, and then you also have some that are, a little bit more, I guess you would say, in the Bernie Sanders wing. It doesn't matter what generation these people are in. It doesn't matter what their ideology is. They want Biden to step down. You have multiple senators, Mark Warner, Michael Bennet, and that doesn't necessarily mean he's going to step down, but they know the writing's on the wall. Biden's really going to struggle to beat Donald Trump. He's got a dead cat bounce in the polling right now, and it's probably going to be wiped away by the Republican National Convention, but there's a very good chance he's just doing the right amount. He's doing the right amount to stay in the race. You look at the betting odds here, Donald Trump at 60%. Joe Biden is actually below his vice president, so people in the betting markets still are currently saying that Biden is more likely than not to drop out of the race, which I personally am not entirely sure if that's still going to be the case. You could make an argument that it's too late, it's free money. And it is true that Kamala Harris does not really give the Democrats a whole lot more confidence, but there's no way that they're going to be able to replace him with anybody except for her, especially because of the money, the infrastructure. And even then, there's still questions about how are they going to be able to replace Biden on the ballot in some states past the deadline. There's going to be expensive lawsuits. It's going to be a big mess. But you see what's going on right here, right now. Donald Trump in the lead, Joe Biden faltering, and he had a potential ability to go out there and kind of show that he was capable of doing the job, because that's how low the bar has been set for him. It's not necessarily going to say that he's going to win if he's able to go out there and do his job somewhat properly, at least appear like he knows what he's talking about, because you kind of have mixed reactions from the Democrats about his performance at the NATO summit and the subsequent press conference, the big boy press conference, which, by the way, he was given the list of reporters to call on. He talked off a teleprompter until he started taking questions, and the second he got off the teleprompter, it was a mess, and we'll get to that. But first, you have to look at Biden. This was him introducing at the NATO summit before it ended, President of Ukraine, Zelensky. Everybody knows Zelensky. Listen to this.
And now I want to hand it over to the president of Ukraine, who has as much courage as he has determination. Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin.
Yeah, you heard that right. He introduced Zelensky as Putin. Can't even keep track of it. Now, to be fair, and surprisingly, if you don't say this, apparently it's a cheap fake, but it's not a cheap fake. It's reality. He waited 5 seconds and then he was like, oh, we got to defeat Putin. Hey, this guy Zelensky, he's better than Putin. And then Zelensky's just like looking at this guy like, what the hell is going on? And honestly, that's the way that it is right now. You have a current president who does this routinely. It's not like a one-time thing. Back in the day, he always was a gaffe machine. It's got worse and worse and worse. It's not like when he went out there in 2008 and said, introducing the next president of the United States, Barack America, because that was actually pretty funny. But this is just getting sad because it's not like a one-time thing, and then he managed to recover it at the next possible time that he could by having a really good press conference. This is how he addressed his vice president, Kamala Harris.
I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president, but I think she was not qualified to be president.
So apparently Joe Biden would not have selected Vice President Trump if he felt as if Vice President Trump was not fit, or at least she. Apparently there's a female vice president that he has named Trump. There were a lot of memes that ensued from this moment. And as you know, Joe Biden's position in the country, especially in regards to the military, he is the president, he is the commander-in-chief, but does Joe Biden know that? And by the way, he did correct himself from the Zelensky stuff, but he did not correct himself from this one either. But you look at this right here.
I'm following the advice of my commander-in-chief, the chief of staff of the military.
So he said that he's following the advice of his commander-in-chief. He is the commander-in-chief. That's the role of the president. They're the commander-in-chief of the military. So you could say he's mincing words, but you understand you're trying to prove yourself to the country that you're a strong leader and that these, gaffes that you had on the debate stage, they're just a one-off. But it's like the bar is so low for Biden that people were saying that this was enough to keep him in the race. And maybe it was because they're saying, well, he talked about other countries and he talked about foreign policy. And it's like, that's your bar? Seriously? That's your bar? A 12-year-old could articulate the same points he was doing. But apparently Biden's the president of the United States. He's deteriorating rapidly, and he deserves 4 more years in the White House, according to these people. Like I said, they have to make up boogeymen. They have to make up boogeymen, make up quotes, make up fake stories about Trump just so they could justify voting against him because they have nothing. They have nothing regarding policy. They have nothing regarding competence. They have absolutely nothing other than gaslighting. And the whole, gaslighting thing that would work for them as well, Biden's actually sharp. He's still with it behind the scenes. Oh, yeah, really? And then people see him on the debate stage. They can't really run from it anymore, which is why you have these Democrats coming forward and saying, no, this guy needs to go. He needs to step down. We like Biden, but he's really destroying our chances at victory, which I don't even know if that's true. He probably might still be the most electable Democrat out of the bunch, because it's very unlikely they're going to replace Biden with anybody other than Kamala Harris. They've made that clear. They'd be digging the hole completely. They'd have to build a campaign from scratch. Gavin Newsom, he's not that likable. He's not Gretchen Whitmer. In Michigan, being a governor is one thing. Going to the national stage is another thing. And none of those people want to ruin their 2028 ambitions, which all of them have for, an election where they would have to bear the negative aspects of this administration. They would lose. It's either Biden or Kamala Harris. I don't even know if Kamala really wants to do it, at least not right now. But, what can I say? You're looking at the state of affairs right now. It's not looking too good for Joe Biden, celebrating polls that have Trump up by 6 because, the last one had Trump up by 9. Like, seriously, this is their current mindset right now. They're trying to polish a turd, the situation that they're in, because that's exactly what it is, and it's not looking too good. Now, I'm not saying that we have to be complacent or that he can't win, because he can, but I'm just saying the alternative, it's like, Kamala Harris, really? Now, I will say that I think Trump probably has an easier chance against Kamala, but there's so many possibilities that it'd be gambling, and if the Democrats are gambling, who knows what could happen. So honestly, like I say, Trump possibly could win bigger against Harris, but we don't know what's going to happen. There's more uncertainty, whereas Biden, we know where everything stands right now. But you look at this, Donald Trump going to Truth Social, Obama and Biden hate each other because there's reports that Obama gave George Clooney the green light to write the op-ed that Biden should step down. And there's a lot of rumors behind the scenes that Obama and Biden not really on the best of terms. And Trump says Obama and Biden hate each other. Obama never respected Biden, thought he was dumb and a total lightweight, which technically is true. There's some unverified quotes about how Obama would say, don't underestimate Joe's ability to F things up. And he's really doing that to our country right now. But still, Biden back then had some portion of a brain, and he was already seen as somebody who was like one of the dimmest senators. Trump would always say Ted Kennedy used to tell him that Biden was probably the dumbest senator, which we don't know when that was or when that happened, but I believe it because, looking at Biden's transcripts at University of Delaware, wherever he's from, and all the plagiarism and everything, probably he's one of the more dim-witted presidents that we've had. People called Bush dumb, but Biden intellectually is just a whole nother level of low at this stage in the game, and he's supposed to lead the country, and that's not really good. A lot of Americans want a strong leader, and that's the way it goes. And Trump said Obama wants him out, wants VP Harris. And what does this tell me? I think Trump's baiting Obama to come forward and endorse Biden, because that would basically mean, and he obviously did that initially, but the fact that this has been dragged on such a long time and people behind the scenes are just fighting and bickering, Obama possibly could have changed his mind. Who knows? But right now, who knows what his stance is, but Trump is wanting to bait him to come out in favor of Biden, to own the conspiracy theories or whatever, and that would guarantee him as the nominee. I think Trump wants to go up against Biden. I don't think he's afraid of Harris or the very slim possibility that anybody else could be the nominee, but things are about to get fun. But you know what? We're united. The VP pick, whoever it is, it's going to come out shortly. We'll know by Monday, I believe, and it's going to be awesome. The RNC, that is, and we're going to support this ticket regardless. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Like this video down below, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media. The links are all in the description down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Red Eagle, out.